Alright, good morning, YouTube. So we are back again today with a really fun deck profile. BJ and I put our big brains together and built purple, yellow security rush. So BJ, you want to take it away and kind of tell us the thought process you came to me with whenever proposing this deck?
Yeah, so you have different variations of Mastemon. You have the Mastemon toolbox, and you have the Mastemon main yellow splash purple. This one is mostly going to be purple splash a little bit of yellow. And the reason behind that is because you have all these security cards that, given the right situation and play correctly, you can totally have fun and just mitigate and basically control the state of board. So it's a lot of fun to bring back your stuff with Piedmon, but you know what? Spoiler alert. We'll get into the stuff like the level 3s, work our way up. I'll explain where to go from there, start from the Digiregs, tamers and everything. And then we'll basically go from there because I'll explain how it goes. It's really fun. It's not definitely going to top any big national tournament events, but I think...
at least not this iteration. This is just the rough draft.
Exactly.
This deck has potential.
Exactly.
What we want to do is we want to profile it for the community as this project to work on, because this is a very, very strong base, and I think players can definitely run away with this. Once this gets out to the public and people just start testing it, that was what happened with red yellow security control. The build that is the optimal build is not the build that topped the first event. So.
Exactly. Because people have different thought processes. They may change or tweak this up. And this is what we want to do to help. We want to give the community a deck to have fun with, play around with in the beginning of the tournament, and maybe not 1.0, but later on, as the format evolves, we may have some extra splashes here and there, and have a lot of fun. And who knows, it may top a tournament or two. But, we'll have fun with it. I'll start to explain the deck, and, we'll have fun. First off, you have your 4 Digieggs, you'll have your 4 Digimon, and then you'll have your Pagamon. Now, the reason I play the Pagamon, I'll explain later on, is because some of the level 6s and some of a lot of the level 3s I have to basically discard and have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, since it's all laid out, we can just kind of give them the overview.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you have the trashes, or these are always set up to trash, so that way you have more options to pull back from Mastemon. Exactly. So you have more cards to pull back off of Nailbone with Night Raid, with Piedmon. You set up trash, you set up recovery, and then you just go wide.
Exactly.
And all the rookies make sense for that. Why Sukaimon over Gabumon, and why Drachmon?
The Sukaimon is sometimes you're choked at 1. And this deck has a lot of issues. You do have the mat, but sometimes if you don't get it, Sukaimon is also just there kind of to gain a memory to help mitigate being locked at 1.
Right.
Because being locked at 1 is... It's never fun for purple, especially when all your heavy plays 5 and 6 are 7 and above.
Yeah.
So you don't want to give your opponent 7 memories starting off and be like, oh no, I'm kind of screwed because I fell back, and it's just never fun. So Sukaimon is just kind of there for extra added insurance. These can definitely be Gabumon if you wish to, but
that's fair.
But also I love the game memory over You know, because it's a draw. Because we also have the Impmon that also discards cards. You know, it helps.
And all your babies discard enough anyway.
Yeah.
Purple doesn't have a problem filling trash anymore.
Exactly.
But having a play extender makes sense. And then I guess the Drachmon is a brand new card coming into this. Lets you get back a 1 cost or 7 cost purple option. So you will notice in the only cards in the deck we can hit are Trump Sword and Nailbone. However, like, as far as good option cards go, you got Spot Removal and you got Mini Piedmon.
Exactly.
So I guess Nailbone is going to be a very important card going forward. You want to explain Nailbone real quick?
So Nailbone, you may play 1 purple level 3 Digimon card and 1 purple level 4 Digimon card from your trash without playing its memory costs, and any on-play effects are not activated. So basically, you can grab a level 3, you know, anyone, you know, you could grab a Sukaimon, evolve a Devimon, you can grab a Devimon, you can grab a Wizardmon. You have your options.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing you can't grab is Lucamon because he's yellow. But, however, like, you can grab a Geismon, which Geismon, your opponent can't gain one memory, gain memory except for Tamers.
Yeah.
So this is good against blue and stuff like Metal Greymon and red, where Garurumon, the memory gainers, you know, almost all the decks have them.
The purple mirror match.
Yeah,
yellow.
So Nailbone is also good to bring that, and you only need to play 1, in my opinion, because you have your options to bring it back. You know, you can definitely, definitely be made to bumping it up to 2, but, you know, personally, I like 1 for now.
Cool.
And, you know, the Lucamon for level 10, you know, you have all your discarding effects. You know, you have a whole bunch of stuff that can just, you have a couple things that can give a retaliation. So this is good a 2 of. I would not play any more than 2 in this deck because then it would get clunky.
Sure.
But, you know, 2 is a number you'll see it enough to have... not see it all the time, but you'll see it enough to where, you know, you'll at least have discarded it to bring it back. And then, you know, you can have fun with this number. Change it to 1 if you want, but I like 2.
Plus with the Lucamon, you have 2 recovery here, the Seraphimon to recover off the Magna, like red-yellow security control would. Mm-hmm. So you got 2, 5... 6, the Holy Waves become live because you have cards like Lucamon and Magna, Angemon in play. Mm-hmm. And then this card proxied right here is the promo Gatomons. Our LGSs did not get the promo power-up packs or whatever they're called. So we have Gatomons coming in the mail.
Exactly.
But the Gatomon will also let you recover, but only if you are at 3 security or less. But also, if you have a purple Digimon in play, Gatomon gains blocker. So if you pull it back off of Mastemon, you get to recover and gain blocker. It gives your entire deck gives it blocker. And when we were playtesting earlier, he had the Wizardmon and the Gatomon out at the same time, and the Wizardmon was giving the Gatomon blocker, and the Gatomon was giving the Wizardmon retaliation.
Yeah.
And
so you have your combo. You can definitely bump this up to 2 if you want to.
You can bump the Gatomon up to 3 as well if you want, but we thought 2 was a good number, and you can't evolve this off of the Lucamon, so it's kind of designed to be less clunky. The only champion that we know you pretty much have to play, aside from this Gatomon, is the Devimon, which is the 1 cost to evolve a new blocker. This deck needs extra draw power sometimes, and this is the best card to put on top of like a Sukaimon, because then you have a blocker that gains you memory.
Exactly.
Which is nuts.
Exactly.
But yeah, I guess you want to go into the level 5s?
Oh yes, this is a spicy meat, you know, the main course. Not to the dessert yet, but you know, we're getting into spicy stuff.
Only 5 level 5s.
Only 5 level 5s, but this is my favorite lineup of the deck personally, because this is where you can branch out and evolve into your purple level 5s and 6s. You evolve into your level 5s and 60s for yellow. This is just my favorite options. This is the spicy meat that gives you options.
Yeah, Mastemon can evolve off of all 5 of these.
Exactly.
Beelzemon can evolve off of these 2, and then all 3 of these imps. You never evolve into Piedmon. No. And then Serafi can evolve off of the Magnas. So
exactly.
On paper, it doesn't seem like the most consistent, but like in testing, you always find a level 5 that you can evolve into if you need to. Or you can, find a way to warp back with the Beelzemon or do just so many other things. But yeah, the level 5, and the Chimeramon offers control, the Magna Angemon offers longevity. And the option for Serafimon to get security attack +1, which can come up.
Now, if you don't know the effect of Chimeramon, on play, he deletes one Digimon, and you get to delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. So, lots of the main targets would be, if it did come up, target one of your level 4s, or mostly it's going to be target your Tapirmon. That's going to be your main target to destroy. That way you get to draw a card.
Or the Imp.
Yeah, or the
Imp. Early game.
You have your options.
No.
And for the Magna Angemon, you got on play recovery +1 on play, 7 hard costs to play, 6K beater. Good inheritable effect. It gives you +1,000 for every security card you have.
Nah, it's if you for every 3.
For every 3.
Yeah, so it's if you're at 3, you get +1. If you're at 6, you get +2.
That's right.
All right.
But yeah, it's a really good card, and I enjoy it. You can bump this card down to 2 if you want. I personally like it at 3 because you have your options, like I said, to go into a Mastemon, to go into a Serafi. You have your options to manipulate your security if a game state so called is for it.
You can also go like up a Serafimon, and you can go to like 2 Serafimon and then go to like 4 Magna Anja, or go to 2 Serafimon and then add a Mistymon as well, because Mistymon is still good this format.
Oh yes.
But we do have to speed it up a little bit because this is already running a little long. But the level 6 lineup is one of my favorites.
Yes.
You got the 3 Mastemon, the 1 Beelzemon, the 1 Serafimon, and the 2 Piedmon. We already kind of talked about how you go up into these lines. The Piedmon you just hard slam to get more advantage, similar to the Nailbone. And this is my favorite inclusion because you have 4 ways to just put 2 bodies on the board instantaneously. And it's amazing. Plus, if your opponent's swinging at your security, you have the Nailbones and the Night Raid to get a free body. And then they still have to worry about Piedmon to give extra bodies in addition to that. Plus, you can always bring back an Impmon with the Piedmon, and if they don't, they're going to deal with the Piedmon before they deal with the Imp. And if they do that, the next turn you can just warp into Beelzemon. And Beelzemon is just, this is removal, this is board advantage, this is kind of like cheating because it just trashes security for free and then brings back cards like Gatomon to let you recover them. And yeah, we've already gone over all of these when talking about the lower levels. So the last Digimon in the deck is just the Millennium. And it's because this deck needs more spot removal, believe it or not. And plus it's a body that they have to deal with twice. You're going to commit to one big stack and try to close out the game with that big stack while you're dealing with a bunch of threats, because if you notice, we have a bunch of removal and security. And the Millenniummon and Beelzemon themselves are removal. So it's just one of those things that makes the deck a lot more consistent late game. So, BJ, you want to run us through the last purple options? We already went over the Night Raid, the Nailbones. You want to go through the Trump Sword, the Hell's Gate, the Holy Wave, and the Mats?
Yes. Alright, so Trump Sword, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, security card activates main effect. So this is really good, and it's a lot of fun because you can also bring it back, go through, and you can also do the same thing with Nailbone by bringing it back with Dracobone, as we talked earlier.
Do they get their own play? They do not.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't get their own play.
They do not get their own play effect, but, they have different security effects.
Yeah.
But, security, delete one of your 6 or higher Digimon is Hellgate's effect. This one is probably going to be the one you use most of, along with Trump Sword. Nailbone is fun to bring back your level 3s. Night Raid is basically the same thing. It's going to bring back your level 3s.
Pseudo Monster Reborn.
Oh, yeah. Pseudo Monster Reborn is good. And you have Heat Viper. Delete up to your mind with level 4 lower Digimon, and that's always good.
Heat Viper will win you certain matchups this format, like
absolutely.
Blue Hybrid Rush, Rookie Rush, anything that has Rush in its title, Heat Viper will just absolutely destroy. And the mats, like he was saying, like you have the ability to just grab them back. So any card that is like a 1 or a 2 of that isn't, or that is purple, you have the ability to play more because that's typically a card you'll grab back with math.
Yeah. And then you have the Holy Wave, which recovery +1 is always good. Especially in a deck. If you're at 2, you can just play this, go to 3, and next turn have all your effects if you have the blockers in play. It's really fun. You can even make the thing, I would say, bump it up to 3. Have fun with the numbers, go crazy. But the last where you can go to is the mat. Then we'll return 1 purple Digimon card or Digimon purple option card from your trash to your hand. So you have your choices. This is really fun deck. Have a lot of fun with it. Test the numbers. Let us know what you think of it.
Yeah, you can even put in like the yellow Kari because you're going to be manipulating your security stack a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you put in the yellow Kari, you'll always have a yellow card in play to activate the Holy Waves, even though it's pretty consistent with just the Lucimon and the Magnas and the Serafi. Mm-hmm. But if you did that, you'd have the option to play more if you wanted. So that's always fun.
Exactly.
And this is definitely a deck that feel free, let us know what you tweak about it and what you decide to play in a deck like this, because we want to know. We want to know how the best way to build this moving forward is. So, you got any other closing thoughts, BJ?
I know. Like you were saying, have fun with it. Have a baby tip of your mind. Have fun with it. Tell us what you think. Let us know what adjustments you made, and have a good time.
Cool. Bye, everybody.